PTCG Live was just announced, and in a matter of weeks is going to make PTCGO, the client that we all know and for the most part love, obsolete. So what does that mean for you? We're going to walk you through that in today's video. Let's take a look at all the information that we know about PTCG Live and some of the things that I like and don't like about the new client.
Well, first of all, have we ever considered, I just want to throw this out there. Nobody's ever said this in an official capacity. Are we sure it's not Pokemon trading card game Live? I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Like, we don't officially know that it's Pokemon trading card game Live. So we'll just start with that first and foremost. So if it does end up being Pokemon trading card game Live, I want you to know that you heard it here first. It's actually crazy. It's the thing that we've been wanting for the longest time. I mean, I remember queuing up 10 years ago, well, 11 years ago, into the original desktop client and thinking, oh my goodness, it cannot get any better than this. And then we went along and everyone was like, the angle is a little too steep, or like the card interactions aren't really that great, or the artwork's not really that great. And then we ended up getting, the new and improved PTCGO that was probably like, 2013, and then they just haven't like updated since. I honestly thought that was going to be the last thing. That was going to be the last client that we'd ever get. And seeing this yesterday made my heart explode almost. If it did explode, I probably wouldn't be here. But it almost made my heart explode because it shows that there is a willingness to adapt and progress and give the people what they want, which is great. However, there are some drawbacks. We'll get into those in a bit. But I mean, just looking at some of this is like modified gameplay footage, right? Like I'm assuming that you already have seen the trailer, so we're not going to go watch the trailer, but it looks relatively clean. I like the hexes. It looks very sterile, which I think is just a lot of the allure of online games right now is to look very sterile. It does that. Cool animations for the most part. The cards are a little bit small, but it was made for a mobile game, right? Like we're talking about a game, they know their target audience, right? Their target audience is anyone with a cell phone, which is literally anybody. I would expect the desktop version to be better and get better graphics over time, but they are making this for the mobile player. A mobile free-to-play game with Pokemon licensing, I think they could pretty much put out anything, right? And they have. I mean, we talk about Pokemon Go, which is one of the larger mobile games. Basically just it is, a rebranded other game that they just put Pokemon in and it's exploded. And then they have the dumb gacha games like Magikarp. You guys know the Magikarp one? That's really stupid. Where you're like a Magikarp and you're trying to just jump up and down. Anyway, I digress. Mobile is the future of gaming, and all right, it has been probably for the last half a decade, and finally Pokemon TCG is hopping in on that. So coming down, add to your collection. So we do know some information about the collection. You are going to be able to port over 4 copies of any card that you have, but not more than that. Okay, so if you have 10 secret rare quick balls, presumably you will be able to keep 4 of those that will just port right over when you sign in to PTCG Live. And then anything beyond that is going to be just ground up into fairy dust or whatever they use whatever the currency, the in-game currency, coins or gems or whatever it is. Another huge benefit, you do not have to trade anymore, which is a big benefit. Okay, let me tell you why trading sucks in its current state, okay? You ever log into PTCGO and you get somebody that's okay, here's 3 super rare cards. They're just scammers, right? They send you're not even friends with them. They send you 3 super not you have to send them 3 rare cards, and then they send you a rainbow rare that's worth practically nothing, right? And then I'm just imagining if I'm a child and I don't know what the trades are supposed to be and I don't follow and keep up with that, then of course I'm going to pick the rainbow rare over my Suicune, right? Like the Suicune is an immensely more popular and more playable card than the Rainbow Rare Dragonite, but I don't know that because I'm a child, right? And it's so predatory, and it preys upon like the lowest, the people that are either new to the game or are young, or new and young, the worst combination. So I really hate the trading system. And also, if we never have to do another code card again, if I never have to see one of these ever again, I'm stoked, man. Because I got like codes on codes all around. They just get kind of backed up. You got to input them. It's a nightmare, honestly. If I never had to deal with a code card again, I know that they are incorporating codes. I get it. But if I never had to put one in again, if I could just do everything like on the client, that's less clicks for me. That's more time saved. Time is money. More money in my pocket. You guys understand, right? We're going to be able to port over our collection. So the things that you have, A specs, soon to be V unions, basically anything that you want to keep is going to be ported over, but only in the amount that you can keep them in. So the A specs, only one copy. The V unions, only one copy. The basic energy cards, I know people were worried about that. Those are going to be copied up to 59 copies. So if you have 59 copies of like special dark energy or whatever, you're going to be able to port all those over as well. So that's kind of cool, although you won't be able to trade them. So it's just kind of like super bling for your deck. If you had like 59 dark energy and one Guzzlord or something, it seems like a little overkill. But I digress. One thing that I hated from PTCG Live, okay, this is where my biggest like thumbs down comes in. The avatars look absolutely bonkers. Let's go back here and just check them out. They look so silly to me. Look at this dude. Look at him, man. Like, I wish they would have given us, Kanto, Johto, like the Pokemon animations from the anime, right? I thought that would have been so cool and so neat. Instead, they give us these 3D renderings of human. It just looks kind of tacky, kind of weird. Like you even see them here. They're just kind of like wiggling a little bit. It's a little unnerving. Like this guy is like really doing some heavy breathing. Like, look at them. They're like bobbing up and down. It's like, just give me a static image, bro. Let me not have to worry about how alive my character is. Things that won't transfer over, yeah, like we said, those avatars and item-based, avatar-related items will not transfer. That's fine. Dex items will transfer. One other big point is that it's going to start off as only Sun and Moon Lost Thunder to the present set. I think that's cool. That's fine. I'd rather them take a more limited approach and make sure everything works correctly than try to go big, crash and burn, take on, a little bit more than they can chew. I think this is totally fine. Completely in agreement with that, because really the only thing that matters to me for the most part is standard format, and especially for like a ranked ladder, I think standard is going to be the only one with that supported as well. I do want to see expanded continue, but we've already talked about kind of the problems with the expanded format and what could be changed. Like they need to keep a bigger hammer around with the expanded format just to be able to ban cards when they need it. It was brought to my attention that there's going to be no upon launch free, or it's going to be entirely free to play. The entire client is going to be free to play upon launch. So I understand. So that is interesting to me because how is Pokemon going to make money? You have to ask yourself that question. How is the Pokemon company going to make any money? I guess that's going to be through battle passes. Nobody knows much beyond that. Nobody really knows what a battle pass entails. Nobody knows how much a battle pass costs. But that seems to be the route that Pokemon is taking, where for the most part, it's going to be free to play. You're going to be able to grind for your crystals and coins and whatever. But the battle pass, maybe you'll learn, you're going to get some extra stuff, maybe some new avatar things or skins or I don't know, more packs or something like that. Battle passes, just like in every other online game, are going to be available to you in this one as well. The big thing here that we've been crying about is the ranked ladder. I guarantee you guys, this is a promise, that at some point in the ranked ladder, we will be number one. I don't know if it'll happen now. I don't know if it'll happen in a year from now. I don't know if it'll happen in 5 years from now. But mark my words, I'm as competitive as they come. Like, you know, you guys know and like me as like, haha, he's a jokester, like he's really funny. But I'm serious, man. Like, if you dangle that little carrot out in front of me, like, I'm gonna try to bite that thing clear off the stick. So ranked play is a huge motivator for me to give this a try. I mean, it's going to be the future, obviously, so I'm going to have to port over. But you might see some, you know, more sweaty content. I hope that's okay, because I am really going to try to like play this into the ground on the ranked ladder. Like, I find that to be really fun. There's finally like an end goal that we can all reach for that's not just winning a full art Rosa at the end of the ladder. So I will be there. I'll be grinding ranked. I'll probably be playing as much as I can reasonably, you know, and playing top tier decks. So, and helping you guys figure out what the top tier decks are for the ranked ladder. Cool. So PTCG Live, some things that I love. The trading system, gone. Love it for the most part. I love it. I sympathize with the people that have like huge collections that are essentially gone, right? That are essentially ruined, or, you know, I respect the time and effort put in, but I also recognize that the trade ladder was very predatory in a lot of ways and could hurt like a new player or an inexperienced player or a young player to a degree that it didn't hurt, you know, a competitive player that would keep up with, you know, how much things were actually worth. So I like that it's just going to be a generic kind of dusting system for these cards. I also really like that it's mobile. I think that was a huge thing for Pokemon, to get that on mobile and to make it look very nice on the mobile client. That said, one of my biggest negatives for the game is just that it's probably not going to look the greatest at first on desktop. Now, if you look at the trailer, it says gameplay footage not final, right? It says this is not necessarily what's going to be in the final game. So there's a chance that there could be some modification, but as it stands now, look at this. Like, the desktop mobile versions are just very different. This would be a desktop version. And just look at all the space. We kind of complained about PTCGO having like a bunch of wood, and it's like, that's kind of funny looking. Like, it's the same thing. Like, these cards are very small, and you could probably fit about 10 cards on each wing, you know, like you could fit 10 more Dragapults here in this blank space. It just seems a little bit small. I also don't really like that Pokemon on the bench, you can't see their full characteristics. I'm sure when you actually suss it out and feel it out, you're going to be able to hover over these cards and look at them a little bit more. But it's just kind of weird to me that we can't see the full Pokemon. And we'll just have to see how that plays out. That's a very minor criticism, because of course the devs have probably put a lot of thought into this to make it as simplified as possible in terms of the viewing. But just a lot of dead space, and that was one of my main criticisms about PTCGO. We see that kind of carry over a bit into Live. So anyway, that's my main criticism. I think the game overall is going to be a huge help. The ranked ladder, I am stoked for. I almost can't express what it means, because everybody that's played the Pokemon trading card game in a competitive sense has always kind of viewed the trading card game online client as like the breeding ground for competitive play. Like, you're testing all your decks, but you're not actually using PTCGO as a way to, get necessarily better, or like prove yourself against the best of the best. But now with ranked being incorporated into this game, I thought for the longest time they were never going to do it, because it kind of goes in like antithesis. They don't want people to be too competitive with the Pokemon trading card game. But They're doing it. I couldn't be happier. I think that'll make it very, very attractive to a wider number of audiences.
Was there something I missed? Please let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're there, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you will not miss when I post videos in the future. We're going to be grinding very hard on this new client, and you won't want to miss the content that I have coming out for it. That's going to be all for me today, guys. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. Remember, drop your comments below on what you think could be improved about the new client, or things that you love, or even things that you hate. So that's all for me today. Remember, good luck and also have fun.